Okay, next part of the program. That is then the statement by representative of the three mainstreams. So I found that if we start to go on in the future, at least we should have the, let's call it the blessings of our presidents, leaders, of some other people who has to say something in that particular organization. At least that everybody is aware of the fact that we have really what you can call a go-ahead. So, well, I think if we start to work together with each other in the future, we have also be very clear with each other and to be open in saying things as they are. You all know ULT have no chairs, presidents or whatever. So there we run into a problem. What should you do then? We need some people on the stand from there. Well, if you cope with the ULT people, you know and you learn that there is, if you want to do something, you have to see some people. There is no way around them. So, we did it as well. And we we visited a couple of weeks ago Vicky Prinz from the ULT in Los Angeles. Marvelous woman. We were going there for a short talk. We arrived there 11 in the morning. And we say goodbye on 7 in the evening. Almost a full day about Theosophy organizations and what to do. And we make a record of Vicky's view on cooperation in the future.
Okay, welcome friends. It's a wonderful opportunity to everyone, so everyone can be together, can join, can share. And we think of the Theosophical movement. You think of Doctors Without Borders, Acupuncturists Without Borders, Theosophists Without Borders, coming together, all of us, on the basis that we're interested in learning and growing the welfare of humanity, and looking at the broader view of the Theosophical movement, away from anything that's sectarian, away from anything that's narrow or limited. And coming together at ITC is an opportunity to meet new people, to think new thoughts. So how to make an effort to reach out to a little different environment, a little different opinion than we normally do. So I wish I could be with you. I'm sure all students do. And looking forward to knowing what comes out of this wonderful effort.
So a couple of days later, we were in Santa Barbara, and we just met very nice ULT people over there. By the way, a wonderful place, very nice, very lovely. I think there don't exist poor people over there. And so beautiful. And so we spoke with other people from the ULT. One of them was Nandini. And we spoke about the fact what we are doing and so on. And of course, Nandini was willing also to send us a message. So why not? To be sure that we at least hit the target. Yeah?
Greetings, friends. I'm very sorry that I'm not able to come this year to the International Theosophical Conference because I've gained so much in the past from the ones that I've attended. I think what's been important for me when attending these conferences is not merely what I've learned intellectually and in terms of ideas, but simply experiencing the feeling of friendship and warmth and unity, which seems to come express itself spontaneously and naturally in all these conferences. And I think that expresses by itself this idea that we must all unite, the idea that though we may have different paths to the same goal, different organizations and groups, but we're really all aiming for the same thing. And in our own small way, each group in its different way is, I'm sure, trying to do what HPB said we should try to do each, again in its small way, to change the manas and buddhi of the race. She led the way and she made this enormous impact, and we are building on what she has done. So our task is so much easier than hers. And she provides us with this great inspiring example. For me, another person who inspires me is Judge, because and especially when he talked about the three important things in Theosophy, unity, study, and work. And I think those three cannot be separated. And so this idea of unity, which is behind all these conferences, is important. And that unity will, I'm sure, eventually express itself in each group, in its work and its study. And so when we come together and learn and study, I think we are furthering this goal. And to me, that is extremely important. Another thing which Mr. Judge said, which to me is a very important, crucial way of proceeding with anything. They were his last words to his friends before he died. He said, "Hold fast, go slow." And I think if we think about it, that really expresses the spirit in which we have to move. We can't hope to do what we have to do in a short time, but we shouldn't despair. And meanwhile, we hold fast to the teachings of Theosophy. And I think for all of us, behind the differences of method and the surface teachings and so on, I think we are all united in our devotion to the very basic and essential ideas of Theosophy as HPB taught it, and Theosophia, the eternal doctrine. And to me, I think in any spiritual endeavor, when we look to the teachings or to a teacher, what comes to mind is that great invocation from the ancient Hindu Upanishads, sacred texts, the Upanishads, which in Sanskrit says, Asatoma Sadgamaya, Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya, Mrityurma Amritam Gamaya, which means from the unreal lead me to the real, from darkness lead me to light, from death lead me to immortality. So I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope to see you, all of you friends, at another future conference. Thank you very much.
Well, the next step is that I think I'd like to invite Tim Boyd to say a few words about the plans we have in mind for the future and how we are able to find each other. I know that he is on a very difficult phase in his life, being international president for a small time and a huge organization. To oversee and to guide into the future is really a challenge, I guess.
Well, greetings, everyone. This is my third time coming to one of the ITC conferences, and each time it's been something where my, not only my understanding of the deeper purpose, but my vision of more possibilities has grown. The first time I came to a conference was in near San Diego when we had the conference in Julian. And at that time, you know, I find myself drawn back to similar sorts of thoughts. A number of groups drawn together, all of us drawing from this one theosophical tradition, all of us expressing aspects of this one movement, but we found different ways to do it. They are ways which, in the past, have been ways in which we've chosen to travel alone, each one with our own particular tribe. It's a beautiful thing because it has allowed us to develop certain points of view and certain very distinct strengths that now we can feel quite comfortable in. I am reminded of a quote from the Zen Buddhist tradition, which says, to those without preferences, enlightenment is an easy path. As members of particular theosophical groups, we each have sort of staked out our particular preference for an approach to wisdom, which is as it should be. But I think every one of us should be keenly aware that no one of us can fully embrace the wisdom that Theosophy holds for us. Neither can any one organization or form or approach fully embrace this wisdom. To me, this is a perspective that necessitates a certain sense of humility, which also provides certain possibilities. One of those possibilities is this moment that we find ourselves in now. A variety of theosophical groups gathered together, thinking in terms of how we can impact a world that is deeply in need today. It's something that for me has great promise if we can do it right. I think our mutual experiences have brought us to this point and have allowed us that sense of humility that will permit us to rise beyond specific, necessarily limited traditions that we all come from and try something new. What that'll be and how that will be expressed, it's for the 143 speakers here today to determine. But I'm very hopeful, and I'm here not just to run my mouth and stand up on a podium. I'm here to participate with you. So thank you.
Okay. It is my turn to speak for the Theosophical Society Point Loma. If you are coming in the Theosophy world, then you are sometimes surprised about the differences. And we and my wife experienced it very fast in the very early beginning in the 70s, that we were surprised and we were amazed that some people were not talking to each other. And we take the currency to go to England and see Elsie Benjamin and ask her what was the background, and so on and so on. And then it works out that we were able to bring people together. The first time we were in 2007 in ITC, I met a couple of people with an, let's say, wide view, not so much borders, looking all over the different traditions, was able to speak about it, was John. Was always staying in my mind about that. 2009, We were in a conference, and a nice guy was trying to have a talk with a keynote presentation, and it doesn't work. And then they had a challenge, what should we do? Just wait, see how he struggles, or stand up, take his hands from the keyboard, push him a little bit aside, solve the technical problem, so that he was able to give his presentation. What I like to say by this is that if you go over all the traditions, and we did the last summer quite a lot, and you overviewed the amount of overlay or intersection between the tradition is quite big, amazing big. Especially if it is focused on the teachings. So then you ask yourself, why not try to cooperate and look for unity, not on the organization level, because that will be a nightmare for me, and I think for Tim as well. If you have to integrate that with all the different traditions, don't think about it. But it is not needed. What we need is a cooperation and a unity on spiritual level. And for doing this and having this, we need to talk with each other. If you don't talk with each other, and you are open, honest, transparent, then it will never work. You must be able to put out, your neck, is a Dutch saying. But that is what we have to do. Just feel open. Speak about all the things we like, we dislike. We share our experience. And this is what we have seen in Paris, very special. Nice presentation from Kim, with a little bit of Nagarjuna in it. Always good for me. Will works. So you see there, marvelous opportunities. So what I like to say is very short. Let's try to work out all the power there is and use the opportunities, at least to help the masters to give a more powerful theosophical influence in the world. If we look from theosophical point of view, and we try to think, what is the world missing? That is knowledge, that is wisdom, that is knowledge about cyclic movements, and so on. And the Theosophy has it. So the only thing what we have to do is bring it out. What is better than doing it together? Thank you.
Thank you. So,